Hi guys, and here I am again, but this time with some good news. Samantha Markle is suing Meghan for defamation and seeking $75,000 in damages. Yay! Okay, first things first. I see the sugars are already out in force, stating that Samantha is just doing this for the money. Oh no, she is not. And she is proving it by only asking for $75,000. This is nothing when it comes to suing a celebrity. It is nothing when it comes to nearly 4 years of lies and defamation. It is nothing when it comes to all the lies printed in a book which sold more than, I think, 50,000 copies. $75,000 is nothing when it comes to the numerous lies told in the Oprah interview, an interview which was shown to millions of people across the world. So just stop it. Samantha could have asked for 1 million or even more without batting an eyelid and would have had any and every reason to do so. In my opinion, her and her lawyer decided not to in order to make it clear that their case is not about the money. Anyway, I went and read a few articles on this matter and was appalled to read some of the skewed narrative. I really think that journalists should receive better training and, in particular, in how to read court documents or to read full stop. It is with this in mind that I'm not going to refer to any of these articles, but instead to the claim document itself. The first part of the document, up to page 8 and clause 21, is just basically listing the charges and who the parties are, etc. So let's move on to the factual allegations Sam is making. The first clauses refer to the book Finding Freedom and, in particular, to an email sent by Meghan to Jason Knopf with the explicit intention for the information to be shared with Omid Scobie and Carolyn Durant for their book Finding Freedom. The particular things Sam was offended by contained in this email are the following. Samantha dropped out of high school. Now, this is not true. Samantha missed school due to a serious accident when she fell off from a rope swing. But she did complete high school and even earned herself 2 degrees since. Meghan said she saw Samantha only a handful of times and never had a relationship with her or Thomas Jr. Now, this is again a lie, and even I can prove it is a lie right here on this channel. Both Samantha and Thomas went to live with their father during his marriage to Doria. After the divorce, and even later after Sam started working and during the time Thomas Sr. was Meghan's primary caregiver, Samantha moved into the same apartment complex for a period of time. And I have the residential records to prove it. Because Thomas was Meghan's primary caregiver from the age of 9 or 11 until the age of 18, and also Samantha's father, they saw each other regularly. Meghan visited Sam in Virginia and attended Samantha's graduation in 2008. They also exchanged phone calls and email. Meghan even went so far as to state on Oprah that she had no siblings, thus wanting to create the impression that her family were not qualified to contradict some of her lies. In the email, Meghan stated that Sam changed her surname to Markle once she started dating Harry. Now, this is not true either, And regardless of being married twice and using the surnames Grant and Rasmussen, Markle was and always has been Sam's maiden name, and Samantha used it throughout her lifetime. And again, even I have downloaded documents and screenshots to prove it. Meghan's intentions to defame Samantha by giving the impression that Samantha was trying to cash in on her fame is completely false. Then Meghan stated that Samantha lost custody of all three her children. Now, this is clearly defamatory and false. Sam's children went to stay with the paternal grandparents because Sam was a single mom and working and studying. But she always had visits and free access to them. Noelle, her third child, moved out at the age of 16 after a dispute about an older boyfriend. Sam never had a custody battle nor lost custody of her children. In the email, Meghan also said that Sam had three children from three different fathers. This is also not true. Sam was married twice and had three children from two different fathers. And then, in her email to Nav, Meghan stated that Sam brokered press deals from her father. Now, this is also not true. Sam never received a single cent from any of her father's interviews. Now, the next part of the document is about finding freedom, and Samantha and her lawyer goes on to list the items they found particularly defamatory in the book and which was contained in particular in two chapters titled A Problem Like Samantha and The Trouble Began with Samantha Markle. The list reads as follows. 1. Meghan crossed paths with Samantha only twice since growing up. Well, we talked about this when we spoke about the email, and of course, this is false. There is only one picture of Samantha and Meghan. If there were more, Samantha would have sold them, which is another quote from the book. Well, all you need to do is watch this video to know that that is also false. Number 3 and 4, Samantha reached out to the Sun with her story about how snagging a royal had been Meghan's lifelong ambition, and Sam was paid handsomely. Now, Samantha denies this, and I'm sure this can easily be proven right or wrong with a simple statement from the Sun. Number 5, Samantha was not invited to Meghan's first wedding in Jamaica. According to Samantha, this is not true either, and that she could not go because she is in a wheelchair and had a young daughter in school at the time. This, however, would be a very, very interesting point, because just think about it. How is Sam going to prove this? Does she still have the invitation, or will she ask Trevor for a statement? This small point could potentially prove to be explosive. Number 6, Meghan asked her father to intervene with Samantha. Well, according to both Mr. Markle and Meghan, they have not spoken to one another since the wedding. So, how could this possibly be true? Now, clause 28 basically just outlines how and why Samantha was offended by all of this and how it impacted her life. You can go read it by enlarging the screen and pausing the video. But for those of you using a phone and having issues perhaps with your site, you can email me and I will send you the relevant pages. Clause 29 to 31 highlights the comments Meghan made about her family in the Oprah interview. It is mainly a repeat of the same lies Meghan told in her email to Jason Knopf, and then the lies were printed in the book. So you can go read that for yourselves too, or as I said, send me an email and I will forward the relevant pages to you. Then, what I find very interesting is that Sam and her lawyer are lodging two complaints. Count one, defamation. Count two, defamation by implication. The reason why there are two charges is very clear. Firstly, there are the things Sam and her lawyer can prove by producing evidence to the contrary. Evidence like photos, email, letters, phone records, and statements from witnesses like the son, Jason Love, and others. And we are going to talk about this a little more in a minute. But the defamation by implication are things Meghan said, for instance, in the Oprah interview and elsewhere, to create a certain false impression of Samantha with other people. You know, the kind of hints or creating an atmosphere and an overall false impression created of Sam to people who don't know her personally. Now, before we move on, the basis of Samantha's complaint is very neatly summed up in the last paragraph, and it reads: Plaintiff has suffered actual damages in the form of lost employment, lost income, emotional and mental distress, including anxiety and fear due to threatening and violent email and messages she received regularly, and harm to her reputation and credibility. Wherefore, plaintiff demands judgment for compensatory and punitive damages against the defendant, together with interest, costs, and such other and further relief as this court deems just and proper. And then, in capital bold letters, demand for a jury trial. Hey! Now, my dears, comes the crux of the matter. Meghan and her lawyers will do anything and everything to prevent a jury trial, and we can expect the sparks to fly before any kind of preliminary hearing. And here is why. If a jury trial is agreed to by a judge, we are looking at evidence that will have to be provided in open court. We'll be looking at witnesses being called. And who may those witnesses be? Well, Thomas Markle Sr., Thomas Markle Jr., Jason Knopf, Trevor Ingleson, Nanaki Pretty, Omid Scobie, Caroline Durant, editor or journalist of The Sun, and even Oprah, amongst others. The list goes on and on and on. Now, I'm not sure whether those living in the United Kingdom or elsewhere can be compelled to testify. I don't think so. But they can provide affidavits to be used as evidence. So just imagine a full affidavit from Jason Knopf and testimony from Trevor Engelson. Oh my word. It has the potential of becoming the biggest scandal that has ever rocked a member of the royal family and could potentially make Andrew's civil case look like a group of preschoolers on a playground. I have two very big and very real fears regarding this action. The first is that I genuinely fear for Samantha's health and safety. The disgusting remarks and comments have already started on Twitter and other platforms, and here are just a few samples from Sussex Squad on Instagram. These comments are still mild in comparison to others on Twitter. I don't know how Sam will keep herself safe. But one thing I do suggest is that she stays off social media for a start. It would definitely be better for her mental health and help her stay focused. My second fear is that the royal family will interfere, and I'm not saying this lightly. I do know for a fact of one other instance where there was interference from the palace for a lawsuit not to go ahead. And you all know that it is very likely that there was royal interference with Meghan's case against the Mail on Sunday. I think, however, that this case should go to court regardless of any offers of an out of court settlement, because not only will it give Samantha back her credibility and restore her self confidence, but it will also once and for all settle all arguments about what is true and what is not. Damages and remuneration being excluded, this could bring peace to both sides. Now, I've reached out to Samantha offering my support, and I'm hoping that she will at least acknowledge receiving my message. I know that at this point she can't discuss the lawsuit, but I just want her to know that she has support. The last thing I want to mention about this potential lawsuit, and the thing which really stopped me in my tracks and left me gaping for air due to the absolute stupidity of it, was Meghan's lawyer's statement to the media. Michael Klump, or Klump, I don't know how he prefers his surname to be pronounced, made the following statement. This baseless and absurd lawsuit is just a continuation of a pattern of disturbing behavior. We'll give it the minimum attention necessary, which is all it deserves. Well, I wonder whether Mr. Clump realizes that his first sentence is, in actual fact, defamatory. Yes, accusing Samantha of disturbing behavior is defamatory, Mr. Clump. So, guys and girls, I am sitting on the edge of my seat, just like the rest of you, waiting to see what the outcome of this will be. I think we need to get our popcorn ready. Okay, guys, I have a lot I would still like to talk to you about, but my time is limited. I will, however, be back as soon as possible. And until we meet again on the next video, as always, take good care of yourselves. Bye.